I didn't record it last time, so it's recording. All right, so once again, we're going to start at the natural waist. Slight upward curve. And then that very exaggerated high waistband. And look, notice how it dips into that natural waist. And then the designer has added some seaming, contour seaming to emphasize the waist. Oh, we didn't add our pockets last time. We'll do that this time. Okay. We're going to skim that high hip and let the fabric flow away from the hip. We're going to skim that low hip and let the fabric flow. I'm going to be brave and do it with a dark pencil. Okay, everybody with me? Starting at the up close to the waist, I'm going to just do that flowing line, angling down to the ankle bone. If I do the dark line, I won't be able to erase. All right, and then there's the column of fullness. Largest column of fullness coming off the high hip and following that leg that's pushing the fabric forward. And then just another little column of fullness over here on the side. Medium column of fullness where the angle changes a little bit, coming off that low hip, and then you can just have these kind of flowing columns of fullness. Or you can even go to the hem and sometimes fill in additional columns of fullness as you do the hemline. Okay, I'm going to wait for you to yell and tell me when you're ready to do the hemline together. Ready? Okay, so down just above the ankle, we're going to start with that downward curve. And this is actually one where you can do that little, you can do kind of a little cute curvy thing there, wrapping back around the ankle. Then this is going to be the one that curves up to the right and then down. And then, like I said, we can pull this out even a little bit more and have like a down, down kind of a motion. Over here, so down and curving around, possibly down, down. Over here, this one's going to curve up and down. And then, like I said, we can pull out another one or we can leave it. So I'm going to go ahead back with the dark pencil and darken up these lines so you can see them a little better. There's the column of fullness coming off the low hip, column of fullness that falls in between, another hanging line. There's my hem, up, down, down, up, down, down. All right, we've got a skirt. I'm going to move the camera forward a little bit so you can see me put that boot on this time. All right. We ready? Yes. So just coming out from under the skirt, I'm going to just have kind of a little compression there at the ankle. This angles in, angles back out at the fullest part of the foot, and then I'm going to put a point, sort of a pointy toe on this boot. Over here, this is the compression of the leather. Got another little compression following the edge of the foot. And then this it'll angle in a little higher. So like this kind of an angle. And I'll angle in that toe. And then I'm just going to have a center seam to the boot showing the compression of the leather. On the other side, we don't even really see that foot. We just see that foot coming forward. So there's our boot. And I'm going to slide the camera back up now so we can do the top. Oh, thank you. Forgot the pocket again. Okay, I was trying to remember. I think it's just a slight quarter top pocket with a little shape to it. So here you see I'm going to just curve it out, and so that pocket would just kind of curve around, and then you can, sort of like the neckline, sort of like the way we do the neckline, how we kind of wrap it around so it doesn't look, so it looks like it's laying on top. Okay, then we'll try to kind of match that on the other side. So give it a quarter top pocket, slight curve, curve it around like so. I know that's a little bit hard to see. And then technically that quarter top pocket should line up with this curve on the waistband, the curve that's farthest to the side, or a continuous line. Okay, so all right, can we see all right to do the top now? Yes. Okay, here we go then. Okay, we're going to start up on the neck a little bit, and we're going to go ahead and just kind of encircle, pull this line down to the collarbone, but not all the way to center front. And then do the same thing on the other side. You can put the neck in if you want, and then kind of pull that line around to the collarbone, but don't close it. Don't go all the way to center front. And then we'll go ahead and pull that line, making a sort of a V shape right down on the center front torso angle. From this point right here, okay, so there's our pit of neck. Yeah, so from this point right here, so where we've pulled the line to the collarbone and then dip to center front, pull the line to the collarbone, then dip to center front and down the front. From this point, that's where the collar is going to roll, right? So so we're going to pull it up, out, and over a little bit. So instead of just going straight, curve like this, we're going to pull it up and over a little bit, like it has a collar stand. So up and over a bit. So from this point out and down, and from this point out and down. It might look a little bit different than this one, but that's okay. And then we're going to go back up to the neck, and above that line that we started with, we're going to come out for the top of the collar. We're going to pull it out from behind the neck. We're going to slope down to the shoulder, and then we're going to connect this dot. So I didn't pull that line out quite far enough, but I can fix that as I go, right? So go ahead and pull the line out here just a little bit more, and then do the same thing on the other side. Out, slope down to the neck, connect the point. It does look just a little different, but that's okay. Try to even your widths of your collar up a little bit. Mine is a little bit uneven. Let me see if I can fix it. I'll bring this collar out a little bit further, like so. How are we doing? All right? Okay, got a collar on there? Okay, from there, let's go ahead and pull the line out on the shoulder. On the shoulder. And you can extend just a little bit past the natural shoulder because there might be, I don't know if there's a little shoulder padding there or not, but it just emphasizes the shoulder a little bit. Then you can see this has just a slight drop shoulder. So we're going to curve back into the bust line there and give this kind of a little emphasized shoulder, bless you.
Thanks.
And then go ahead and trace the figure back into the waistband. We'll come back and add those pockets after we get a little bit more shape going on here. So here's the curved sleeve seam back to the armpit or pectoral muscle, and then just kind of trace the body down to the waistband.
I graduated my college stand, but whatever. She has a high collar.
Ooh. Okay, now you know how I like to put the cuff on the sleeve and then angle the sleeve into that cuff, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go down about to the elbow, and I'm going to give a slight downward curve, and then I'm going to draw the bottom of the cuff and draw the cuff just next to the arm there. And you can see, bless you, giving it a downward curve on that arm that's a little farther back from the viewer. On the other one, I gave it an upward curve. It doesn't really matter. It just felt right at the time. So this one I kind of encircled, and it's coming forward towards the viewer, where the other one's kind of being hidden behind the viewer. Okay, so I've got my, nothing tricky about that cuff. We probably would need a couple of buttons, so let's add a couple of buttons because we might not be able to get our arm through it if it's too tight. All right, now we've got the cuff, so we're going to go ahead and put the puff sleeve. Is everybody still with me, or do you need a minute? Everybody's okay? All right, here we go. So we're just going to pull that line down, and it's kind of that relaxed line, and then I'm going to pull out this puff. So you can see how it just kind of curves out and back into the cuff. And then once you do that, that's when you're going to add that gather. Now the puff sleeve, there's barely any distance between it and the waist. There's a very small space there. And then don't forget to put your arm in. The hand is hidden on that side, so don't worry about the hand. So I relaxed the line, I pulled out the puff, and then I added my gathers. I'm going to do the same on the other shoulder. I'm going to relax the line. I'm going to pull the puff sleeve out. This side we see maybe a little bit more space there in between, and I come kind of straight down, but then I give it a slight curve here back into the cuff, and then add your gathers. You might have a drape line on there, possibly. Now we're going to go back and add the placket down the front where the eyelets are set and the drawstring and the patch pockets. All right, so basically just come out from below the collar, and you're just going to draw a line parallel to that center line, or to that line that we made on this side, and then the same on the other side. This one is a little different than the kind of placket that we were doing last week, because it has two plackets on each side so that you can set eyelets. So then just little circles. And the way I draw the circles, I don't make a full circle. I make like a 3/4 circle. So we've got about four eyelets down there on each side. And then we'll have some type of a draw cord come across between the two bottom eyelets and then crisscross it up through there. But I'm not drawing a single line. I'm drawing a narrow double line. And then I just have kind of a loose tie coming out of these eyelets there up at the top. So again, double line here with a knot, double line, a little bit curved knot. These are double lines. If you draw just a single line, it looks one-dimensional. It doesn't look three-dimensional. It doesn't look real. Okay, pockets.
Wait.
Okay, so for the pockets, here's what I'm going to do. At the top of the bust, I'm going to draw a curved line, like so, showing the roundness of the body. Now remember, it's up above the waistline, so it has an upward curve, just a slight curve. So just a curved line from the top of the breast, or armpit, or pectoral muscle to the other side. And I'm going to line my pockets up on there. So you can see the pocket is close to the side of the body. It has a curved edge. And then it has a flap, and that flap also has a curved edge. And then you can show that flap down on top of the rest of the pocket. So it comes out a little bit further to show a three-dimensional quality to it. So here it's curved, and then it comes out, and it comes out a little bit to the side. And then I put a little eyelet on the corner of the pocket. We could have more eyelets if we want, or not. It's up to you. You decide where you want your eyelets. See, and then you can go back and erase away that that curved line that we made to follow. And that is that's our girl. And boys. I don't have a pen, so you have to do it with a pencil.
I'm here.
Isabella?
Here.
Jasmine?
Here.
LaMonica?
Here.
Destiny?
Here.
Daisy?
Here.
Meryl? Tracy?
Yes.
Emerini?
Here.
Roberto? Anna?
Here.
Ramon? Mary?
Here.
Ashley? Ashley? Lily? Corey?
Here.
Katia? Gabriella? Robin?
Here.
Bryce?
Here.
Maritza? Mumina? Jamila? Vanessa? Vanessa? Mira? Keisha? Oh, I know you're here. You're so funny. And Natasha. I called everybody, right? Good. Okay, we're setting up for the next drawing. No break yet. Maybe one after this after this. All right, in my opinion, this one's really fun. I think so. I love doing this. All right, so same thing. Let's do a practice of this skirt first, and then we'll add the top. So set up for a practice round. We're changing to a full gathered skirt. Oops.